Greetings, cosmic coders! Today, we embark on a journey through the intriguing world of while loops. During this lesson, we will learn how while loops work and how to effectively implement them in various scenarios. While loops are a fundamental aspect of coding, allowing programs to perform repetitive tasks efficiently and responsively. We will also talk about inline function calls and how they can help our while loops work correctly. Lastly, we will discuss infinite loops and how to avoid them. Let's get looping. Imagine this. You have a task to accomplish, but you don't know exactly how many steps it will take. For example, I want to keep flying my spaceship while there are no planets in view. Once there is a planet in view, I would like to land on it. It is exactly this type of situation where while loops come into play. While loops are a type of repetition structure, a coding structure that continues to repeat code while a certain condition is true. Once that condition becomes false, the code stops repeating. Similar to an if statement, which has two parts, the condition and the code block, a while loop also has a condition and a code block. First, after the while statement, there is a condition. This is the test that determines whether the loop should continue or stop. Then, below the condition is the code block. This portion of code contains the instructions we want to repeat as long as the condition is true. Let's take a look at an example and how it will execute. Let's get back to the example of flying a spaceship, looking for a planet to land on. I want to keep flying as long as there are no planets in view. I can use a while statement that will check if the result of the function no planets in view is true. As you can see right now, there are no planets in view, so I want to continue to fly my spaceship. Using this code, the while loop will continue to happen as long as no planets in view equals true. I will just keep on flying my spaceship until that condition becomes false. Whoa, there's a planet! Now, since there is a planet in view, the condition no planets in view becomes false. As soon as this occurs, the code block is no longer run and the loop ends. If there is any other code after that loop, that code will now execute as usual. I'll put a call to the function land so that when the loop exits, we will go into our landing sequence. Notice that we used a function called no planets in view right inside of the while statement. Doing this is called an inline function call and is helpful to do when you need to test the value that is returned from a function without putting it into a variable first. We have done this with if statements as well in the past. Now that we've found a planet, we will try and land on it. We will use while loops to code our landing sequence. For us to land correctly, we will use two functions that we have created just for this program. First, we have our distance function, which will tell us how far we are from the planet's surface. Then we have our descend function that will move the ship closer to the planet's surface. Lastly, we have a function called land, which will extend our landing gear and settle us onto the surface. We will want to write a while loop that continues to bring our ship closer to the surface as long as the distance is more than 10 feet. Once we are close enough, we will extend the landing gear. You can use descend and distance functions as well as a land function to execute those actions. Pause the video here and give that a try in your guided notes. Wonderful! Here's an example of how your code might look. While the distance is greater than 10, we call our descend function. Once the distance is less than or equal to 10 feet, the loop ends and our land function is called. Let's see the function in action. Whew! Thanks to your excellent code, our spaceship was able to land without any issues. Thanks! Let's take a look at a common issue when using while loops. Here's an example of a loop statement to print the words, space rules. As we loop through this code, do you notice anything interesting? Pause the video here and examine the code. You might notice something peculiar. Record what you notice in your guided notes. Let's examine the code together. First, we check the condition. Is 7 greater than 5? Yes, so we execute the code in the code block, printing space rules to the screen. Then we check the condition again. Well, 7 is still greater than 5, so we can print space rules again. Uh-oh, something is wrong here. It looks like we've just created something called an infinite loop. An infinite loop is what happens when a loop never ends because the condition never becomes false. Recall in our earlier algorithms lesson that all algorithms must have a finite set of steps. When writing a while loops condition, it's important to make sure that the condition will eventually become false, or the program will run indefinitely, or until someone halts the program. Whew! It's vital to balance the flexibility of while loops with control mechanisms to prevent infinite loops. This involves ensuring that the loop's condition will become false eventually, either through external changes or within the loop itself. For our task today, we will be using loops to help our rover repair some solar panels that were destroyed in a meteor shower. Let's take a look. To accomplish this task, we'll be utilizing the repair command built into our trusty rover. However, there's a catch. The rover can only repair a solar panel if it's directly in front of it. So, we must first ensure the rover is positioned correctly. But how do we figure out what's in front of the rover? Well, that's where the detect function comes into play. This function will provide us with valuable information about what's directly in front of our rover. It can return one of 3 possibilities: free, panel, or broken. Using this information, we'll need to make some strategic decisions. Should we move forward if it's free, indicating there's no obstacle in front? Or perhaps we need to use the turn left or turn right functions to reposition ourselves if there's a panel in front. And of course, when we spot a broken solar panel, that's our cue to use the repair command. Remember, this program will be executed just once, so every move and action counts. Since we want to position our rover so it is moving toward a broken panel, let's turn left. Then we want to keep moving forward while the space is free in front of us. This is where a while loop works very well. Then, once there is something in front of us, we know it must be the broken panel. Let's repair it. You can use similar code to turn the rover around and make its way to the other broken panel and repair that too. Go ahead and finish up that code and then go back and work on the other repairing solar panels tasks as well. We began our journey today with a look into while loops. These loops serve as powerful tools that enable our code to repeat a set of instructions as long as a specific condition holds true. By using while loops, we can automate tasks, making our code more efficient and adaptable to various scenarios. Next, we saw how inline functions allow us to encapsulate a specific task or computation within a single line of code, enhancing code readability and maintainability. Finally, we touched upon the concept of infinite loops. While loops are incredibly powerful, and they can become treacherous when misused. Infinite loops occur when the loop's condition never evaluates to false, causing our code to run endlessly. Therefore, it's essential to exercise caution and employ proper logic when using while loops to prevent the peril of infinite loops. Be sure to complete the programming tasks, practice questions, and extension activities before moving on to the next lesson. And remember, in the universe of coding, the possibilities are infinite.
Hey, hey.